Genre, dark romance, supernatural horror characters. Armand Wells, 24. A lonely writer with a painful past. Sarah, timeless, a mysterious girl living alone in the forest setting, a forgotten village near a cursed forest. PRT1. Was Sir Armand first saw her on the edge of the woods standing barefoot in the frost, hair dark as ash, eyes brighter than stars. She said nothing, only smiled, then disappeared. That night, he dreamed of her, the same smile, the same eyes, but her hands were claws, and her mouth whispered his name before it twisted into a scream. Armand had come to Willow village for solitude. The cabin his grandfather left behind stood alone at the forest's edge. People in the village warned him, "Don't wander too deep, the trees remember, and the Willow house still breathes." He ignored them, but when he asked about the girl in the woods, they fell silent. One old man muttered, "You saw her, then she's chosen you." On the third day she came again, this time at dusk, standing beside a dying willow tree near the river. Armand dared to speak. "Who are you?" She smiled. "Sarah." Her voice was music and rust, cold and warm. He took a step closer. "Do you live out here?" She tilted her head. "I belong here." "You shouldn't be alone," he said. She looked away. "I'm never alone." Days passed. He kept going back. Each evening she waited. They talked, laughed. He read her his writing, and she'd hum old songs in a language he didn't recognize. He touched her hand one night. It was colder than the river, but he didn't let go. She stared into his eyes. "You shouldn't fall for me," he smiled. Too late. That night, she came to his cabin. The candles flickered violently when she entered. They kissed by the fireplace, and when she touched him, his skin burned with both pleasure and fear. She whispered in his ear, "If you give yourself to me, I'll never leave you." He said yes. They made love as the wind howled outside, but when he woke, she was gone, and on his chest were 3 black scratch marks shaped like tree branches. He searched for her the next day, but she didn't come. Instead, he found the Willow house, a broken, half-buried manor swallowed by vines and rot. He pushed open the door. Inside, the walls were covered in names scratched in blood, and all of them were men's names. At the center of the room was a mirror, and in it Sarah, but her face wasn't human anymore. Her eyes were pits of burning black, her teeth jagged and long, her arms branches with bone. "You said yes," she whispered from behind him. He turned and saw her standing there, in full form now. A witch, bound to this house, to this land. "I loved you," he said. She stepped closer. "I still love you, then why the lies?" "Because I have to feed, and I only feed on those who give themselves willingly." She touched his face, and tears filled her eyes. "I don't want to hurt you, Armand, but I can't change what I am." "Then let me in," he said, trembling. "Let me love you anyway." She screamed, not enraged, not in pain. The vines around the house trembled. Whispers filled the air. He had said the forbidden words. He had offered love, not fear, and love was poison to the curse that bound her. The house began to shake. Sarah fell to her knees, bleeding from her eyes, her body shifting between girl and nightmare. "You fool," she wept. "You're breaking me." "Then break," he whispered, pulling her close. "If it means you're free." But curses don't break easily, and some love stories are not meant to save. They're meant to burn. Sarah collapsed in Armand's arms as the Willow house screamed around them. The floor split open. Vines black as coal lashed from beneath, thrashing and writhing like serpents. The names on the walls, those hundreds of men she'd devoured over centuries, burned red, then vanished in smoke. Armand held her tighter. "You're breaking the curse," he whispered. Sarah looked up, her eyes flickering between monstrous and human. "No," she gasped. "You are." Outside, the forest shrieked. Trees bent backward as if fleeing. The wind became a roar of 1,000 forgotten voices. The cursed land was unraveling. Sarah trembled in his arms. "You were never supposed to love me," she said, voice shattering. "You were just supposed to be the next one." Tears streamed down Armand's face. "I don't care, I love you anyway." "Then you'll die," she said. "Because I can't hold it back. I'm not just the witch, Armand. I'm the heart of the curse." And suddenly he saw it. The truth, not in words, but in visions that flooded his mind. 300 years ago, Sarah had been human, a healer, a girl who'd loved too deeply. When the villagers murdered her fiancé out of fear, she cried out to the woods for justice. And something answered. Something ancient. It gave her power, but it came at a price. She could live forever, as long as she fed on love freely given. She had become a witch of willows, and she had fed on hundreds until Armand. Until real love came again. The house split down the middle. From below, roots wrapped in bones slithered upward, ready to devour Armand like all before. Sarah screamed, clawing at the vines. No, not him. But the curse wouldn't stop. "Let it take me," Armand said. "Let it end with me." Sarah turned to him horrified. "You would die for me." "I already did," he whispered. "The day I saw you, I stopped being myself." He stepped forward and kissed her. Softly. The roots paused, the ground stopped shaking, and for a moment, just a moment, the air turned warm again. Then Sarah screamed, not from pain, from change. Her claws receded, her skin glowed, her body stopped, shifting. The curse was breaking, but so was she. "No, no, 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 Armand. I can't stay," she cried, clutching her chest. If the curse dies, I go with it. Then take me with you, he whispered, crying. Wherever you go, take me, she sobbed. I don't want to be a memory. Then be mine. The house collapsed inward. Vines sucked back into the ground like retreating nightmares. A final burst of wind howled through the trees and was gone. Silence, silence, just bird song, morning dew, and the smell of wildflowers. The Willow house had vanished, and so had they. 1 year later, in the village bookstore, a new book appears. The Witch Who Chose to Stay by Armin Wells. No one knows how it got there. It tells a love story, so powerful it broke a curse. At the back, beneath the final page, a handwritten message. I don't fear the forest anymore, because somewhere in the trees, she still waits, and I will always walk toward her.